Alright, hi everybody, what's up? This is EG101, I'm back with another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the 2024 Ballon d'Or and whether Rodri deserved it or did Vinny Jr. deserve it. The winner was Rodri, but we're going to go ahead and briefly summarize this. I'm going to try to keep this about 10 minutes long. I made a whole 30-minute video, but it turned out it didn't save, so I'm going to go ahead and short this out now because I'm pretty tired too. Alright, we're going to go ahead and see Rodri stats versus Vinicius Jr. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and see this real quick. Who has got the best stats here? Okay, we're going to see a comparison between Bellingham, Rodri, and Vinny Jr. 63 games, more games played than Vinny and Bellingham, alright? In those games, he has the best win record compared to the other two. Because he also played more games, so naturally he's going to have more wins too, but even then, he does have a better percentage either way. He's got less losses and less draws too. Okay, so as you see, we're not really talking about Bellingham here, even though he does have a pretty good stat line here. But we're going to be comparing these two because these were the top two, Vinny and Rodri. The debate was about, is Vinny going to win or is Rodri going to win? So Rodri is a defensive midfielder, so for 12 and 14 is for a midfielder is like makes sense, of course. Meanwhile, Vinny Jr. as an attacker, that's good. Messi and Ronaldo have just set the standard that anything less than 50 goals a season is like a terrible season. Even at the age of like 39, Ronaldo's putting 50 goals per calendar year, and that's something that it's just insane, really. Like, he was the top scorer in the entire year of 2023, top scorer in the world, more goals than anybody else. He had like 54 or something, and so Ronaldo at 39 is doing all that. It's pretty crazy. That's the standard that Ronaldo and Messi have set. So that's why when you see someone score 26 or 27, we're like, oh, that's a terrible season. When in reality, it's not. It's a very great season. It's just not Ronaldo or Messi type standards because none of these guys are Ronaldo or Messi. There's not going to be any another Ronaldo and Messi. Those guys are GOATs. There's no one is surpassing their level. And that's why we look at this type of season, these type of stats, and we're like, oh, this is trash. It's not. It's amazing. Alright, key passes. So Rodri beats him out of here. Big chances created. Vinny Jr. Beats Rodri, but Bellingham beats him too. And then passing accuracy, of course, as a midfielder, that's expected. Vinny Jr. is a bit lower here. Successful dribbles, Vinny Jr.'s got more than Rodri, but look at the percentages. Trophies, okay, 4, 3, 3, alright. So if you were to look at this right now, it would be, you could say that Rodri, I mean, if you look at the stuff highlighted here, you would say, hey, we're not talking about Bellingham here though, that's the thing. If we were to compare between these, you probably see Vinny Jr. have a more highlighted stuff here. But you could say that Rodri is deserving to win, right? He was the Euro MVP with one goal in 6 matches. Let's go ahead and pull out those stats just to make sure that's true. I know there's, of course, goals is not the only thing, but 6 goals and 6 matches and 1 goal. So I think that that's a bit confusing because he was subbed off in the final. You wouldn't really want to sub off your MVP in the final at halftime, would you? But then let's go ahead and look at someone who I think maybe was a bit better than Rodri. That tournament should have won the MVP of the tournament. That is Lamine Yamal, with 7 matches, 1 goal, and 4 assists. I feel like that's a better stat line than Rodri. I know that there's more of an impact being made on the field than just stats that show you. But even then, I don't think Rodri was amazing as a player. I mean, we can even look at Carvajal's stats. And you would realize that they are very similar to Rodri. He got a red card, important red card for his team, in fact. But, so yeah, same thing, same exact stats as Rodri, 1 goal, but he made an impact too, right? So that would say, okay, Rodri won it over Yamal, over Carvajal, alright, sure. But that's international success. Euros are just about as big as the World Cup. Only difference is that a few countries that are actually important and relevant in the football world are being left out because they're not from Europe, because it's a Europe-only tournament, right? That would be Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay. Maybe you put in America. Morocco, maybe that's just about really it if you ask me. Maybe Japan and South Korea, but besides that, Europe has all the top dogs in football, and so that's why the Euros are a very important tournament. But I don't think Rodri should have really won the MVP of the Euros. Alright, so now I'm gonna go ahead and go over to Rodri stats again. We're gonna go ahead and see his stats real quick with Man City. 34 matches, 8 goals, 9 assists. This is in the Premier League. In the UCL, the UEFA Champions League, 1 goal, 2 assists, and 2 yellow cards. Club World Cup, just 2 goals, none of these. Super Cup. Okay, 1 assist in the Super Cup, which I believe they won. They lost the Community Shield, if I'm not mistaken, to Man United. In fact, the EFL Cup is not for this year. So now let's go ahead and here's the thing. Rodri did good in the international stage, but I think that's about it because when you go ahead and look at the Premier League Player of the Year nominees, you'll see that your Ballon d'Or winner is not even top 8 in his own league, alright? But that's alright. We can look at the Premier League XI. There's a chance he might be on the team of the season. I haven't really checked this one yet. So if this is official, he was on the Premier League XI of the season, but if it's official, I don't know really. These are just stuff that people have made themselves. Alright, so I don't know if this is credible or not, FPA, but okay. Okay, so Rodri is on this. He's in the Premier League team of the season, but he's not top 8 player in his in the league. So that's a bit of a downgrade when you think about it. Let's look at the La Liga. The season 2024. Bellingham was the player of the season here, and that makes sense. I'm not surprised with that. Let's look at nominees though. Okay, so Vinny Jr. is included in this list here. I mean, yeah, there's 10 people instead of 8, but still, if I'm not mistaken, Mejor Jugador means the best player, and he is on here. He's on the best player nominations, and probably would be one of the clear-cut winners too. But Bellingham did win the award. Still, he's nominated for the best, one of the best players in the league. He's nominated for the award. Rodri was not nominated for that in the Premier League. Now let's go ahead and look at the Real Madrid player of the season, if that's even a thing. Real Madrid player of the season 24. It's saying Bellingham is Real Madrid's player of the season, so that's the thing. You can make a case for Bellingham to be the Ballon d'Or winner, but we're talking about Vinny Jr. versus Rodri here. So let's look at Man City player of the season, and this was who is it? This was Foden. So Rodri is not the best player in his club, and neither is Vinny. So we gotta give that. We have to also be fair here. But Rodri was voted as the best player in the Euro, in the international tournament of the Euro. Now let's look at the UCL, which is a very important tournament. As we know, it's probably the most important tournament of the in all like club football. It's the most important tournament. It's an annual thing, but it's definitely more, no doubt, the most important tournament of that. UCL player of the tournament 2024 was none other than Vinny Jr. 6 goals and 4 assists, if I'm not mistaken. So he is a player of the Champions League, and if we look at UCL XI 2024, XI of the season. We look at this real quick. We look at the Champions League team of the season. This is this it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, it's just flipped. Yeah. So as you see, Rodri is not on here. Meanwhile, Vinny Jr. is. Vinny Jr. was also the player of the tournament here. So Rodri is the player of the tournament for the Euros. Vinny Jr. is the player of the tournament for the UCL. Of course, the Euros are more important than the UCL. There's no doubt about that, right? But at the same time, Rodri didn't exactly deserve to be player of the tournament. If you think about it, if you look at it, I think that Yamal, Carvajal, there were also a lot of other options. If you see that Bellingham, on the other hand, he's also voted as the best player on the team and stuff. So maybe you make the argument that Bellingham wins. Here's the thing. the Real Madrid. Oh man, what did I just drop? Drop the controller. Oh, that's not good. So, I think that a lot of people said it was a lock for Vinny Jr. to win. He had won 3 trophies, which was less than Rodri's 4, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Rodri won 3 with Man City and then 1 in the Euros. Meanwhile, Vinny Jr. had won 3 with Real Madrid. But his performances in the UCL, his performances in the La Liga, and the fact that being a striker, he is more than likely to get the award anyways. We look at this over here, the Real Madrid Super League. As we know, this was like a controversy that they had. UEFA happened to be in the okay, let me see. What was UEFA? So, for the first time, UEFA was co-organizing the Ballon d'Or. They had a partnership, and I feel like this might have played a role. The Super League controversy with Real Madrid, and then the fact that UEFA happens to have the award, they host the award this year. So there was definitely controversy here. Here's the thing. You can go ahead and say that Rodri deserves to win, right? Because of international success and just being good internationally. But with that being said, I think that we should make a case for Iniesta, who won the World Cup and has 2 goals, 6 games, 2 goals. Rodri had 6 games, 1 goal, no assist for either. Except Rodri somehow wins man of the tournament. I don't know how that exactly works. But, so, Iniesta did not win the Ballon d'Or in 2010. Messi did. But, because they say club success is more important apparently, right? He didn't even score a single goal in the World Cup, Messi. So, now in 2024, when you fast forward to it, now international success matters more than the actual national success, the club success, right? So, how exactly does that work? That's what I want to know. They've switched up the narrative. They did that in 2018 when they went ahead and preferred Modric over Ronaldo. But in 2010, it was alright for Messi to win it over Iniesta. This is what I don't get, honestly, with these awards. They're voted by fans, and we are going to go ahead and now... So, if Messi won in 2010, I think Vinny should have won in 2024. Or if Rodri wins in 2024, right? Then I think it was not fair that Iniesta didn't win in 2010. Now we're going to go ahead and look at who voted for who, just to see if there was any bias in the voters, alright? I feel like the country doesn't have really too much to do with it. I mean, if you see Vinny Jr. is voted top, then Rodri, then Bellingham. This is for Spain, and this should have been the perfect list, if anything. Alright, now... putting Vinny Jr. at 4 and Rodri at 1. Alright, Rodri at 1 is understandable. But Vinny is not at 2 or 3, he's at 4. Speaking of Carvajal, if international success was so important, Carvajal won every single thing that Vinny Jr. did, as well as what Rodri won internationally. So he won the biggest club championship, being the Champions League, and he also ended up winning the biggest international tournament of the year in the Euros. So if anything, Carvajal should win the Ballon d'Or, if goals and assists and stuff don't matter anymore, right? Because that's what we're getting the memo. And it's just the fact that on the day of the Ballon d'Or, we were informed that Vinny wasn't going to win. That's the worst part about this. That's the fishy part about this. Alright. This dude from El Salvador is he's just stupid. Bruno Porzio, whoever this guy is, because he thinks that Rodri is at number 7 and Vinny Jr. is not in the top 10 at all. Are you serious right now, bro? I mean, I would say Rodri is at least a top 5 player in the world, and I would say Vinny Jr. is a top 5 player in the world too, but over here, he doesn't even have him in the top 10. What is up with this guy? Is he stupid? Alright, Vinny Jr. at number 1, Carvajal at 2. Carvajal is underrated, that's a valid pick, I cannot lie. Then Rodri at 10, alright. Rodri at 3. Alright, Morocco, Vinny Jr., then Rodri. Okay. Over here, China, we got Rodri, then Bellingham, then Vinny. Okay, that's still valid. They're both in the top 3 here. We got Ecuador, Guinea, I'm not sure how to say that. Vinny Jr., Nico Williams, underrated. Rodri, underrated pick right there, Nico Williams. I can see that anywhere. Toni Kroos at number 1. Oh, I respect that. Then Vinny Jr., and then Nico Williams. Alright, maybe Rodri should have been in the top 3, I'm not gonna lie. More than likely a Madrid fan, but, or a, I don't know, I mean, he put Nico Williams on there. If he was a Madrid fan, he'd put Bellingham probably. Brazil. Okay, so Brazil is put it in the correct order as well. Vinny, Rodri, Bellingham. So we saw Brazil and Spain, where Vinny and Rodri are from. They were not they were not being biased with their voting. I don't exactly know. These are not all of the journalists. Oh, okay, they're not gonna make the votes public until November 9th. Some journalists already revealed their votes. Okay, so. Anyways, I just think that it's very weird that on the day of, we saw this change. We all thought that Vinny Jr. was going to win. We was like, they're not gonna let Rodri win this. He's a midfielder, and Vinny Jr. was overall by a considerable margin. It's established that Vinny Jr. was a better player, right? So it was like it was already established Vinny Jr. is gonna win. But then, on the day of the Ballon d'Or ceremony, we find out that Real Madrid is not even going, and they're not winning anything. They've been informed that, so they're not going to be going. And then we heard that Vinny Jr. is they're getting a private flight to the award right now. Carlo Ancelotti won the Coach of the Year now, so there's a chance for Vinny. There's a flight coming to the Paris. It never happened though. That was just of course rumors, but. So it was maybe the most chaotic Ballon d'Or night in a very long while, I cannot lie. But as we see over here, the Super League, I mentioned about that could have possibly been a reason for UEFA to kind of blacklist Real Madrid, and Real Madrid is also protesting here. They felt disrespected as a club, and I'm not, I don't blame them. It would have been no problem if Rodri had won the award, if Real Madrid wasn't, they were not told about this, right? I mean, they were pretty confident that they were going to win the Ballon d'Or and all, but then it turns out they find out they're winning nothing. I feel like there's some sort of shady business going on here, and that's the reason Rodri won the Ballon d'Or. I feel like it was Vinny Jr.'s award. Rodri won it, so congratulations to him. He's a great player, there's no doubt about it. I just think that, honestly speaking, Vinny Jr. should have won that. It's definitely caused some big controversy in the football community, right? And a lot of people are going back to Cristiano Ronaldo's comments saying that Ballon d'Ors, they've lost their credibility. And I don't blame him. There's a lot of people are going to say he robbed the 2013 Ballon d'Or when they don't realize if Ribery, whatever, however his name is pronounced, if he was supposed to win the Ballon d'Or in 2013, how come he was ranked third place below Ronaldo and Messi? So Ronaldo had more goals combined than Messi and Ribery, right? But Messi and Ronaldo, dude, Ronaldo was 1, Messi was 2, and Ribery was 3, so he was not winning it either way. So I don't know why they want to go and throw out the word rigged over there, because that 2013 was not rigged. So I don't think this is necessarily rigged either, but I feel like there is some business going behind the scenes that we are not aware of, which favored Rodri a bit. I'll not lie, there's more than likely something happened, but if not, Rodri, if he had won this without all the drama that happened, I feel like there would not be all these speculations, there would not be all these people saying that the award was robbed, it was rigged and stuff. It was just unfortunate for him, and I feel like UEFA might have a bit of a hand in this. It makes sense for them to be blacklisting Madrid for all the Super League and stuff. Real Madrid is fully in support of the Super League. As we know, there's a whole lot of drama about that. It was about to change the landscape of football if they were to go through with that. But I feel like that could have played a role in it. Either way, I think Vinny Jr. Was more overall the better pick for the Ballon d'Or. But instead, they want to change their narrative now, this year, which they haven't done for decades. And because of that, we got Vinny Jr. not winning the Ballon d'Or. Instead, Rodri wins it. Real Madrid is not even at the ceremony. That's how you know there was something going on. Something was not right. Something fishy was going on. But we are going to have to see what happens next year with the Ballon d'Or. I'm going to go ahead and throw out some picks for Ballon d'Or 2025. I think Harry Kane is one of them. I think that Robert Lewandowski is another one. I feel like he's been playing great this season. I also want to go ahead and put out Mohamed Salah. I think that those three guys all have a good chance at winning it. None of them have won it before. Lewandowski should have 2 Ballon d'Ors, one in 2020, which COVID cancelled, one in 2021, which Messi somehow won over him. It's unfair if you ask me. Robert Lewandowski deserves that one. Harry Kane and Mohamed Salah, they're doing very good this season. Their teams are doing good this season. I would say Vinny Jr. at number 4 as well. Like I'm not ranking them. I'm just saying Vinny Jr. is another guy. He's gonna come back more vengeance now, right? Bellingham, Mbappe, any Madrid player, but Madrid has been playing amazing recently. We'll have to see what happens for the 2024-5 Ballon d'Or. That's a whole year later. But I just kind of, in an unbiased way, tried my best to um, talk about this situation and talk about was this deserved by Rodri, which I feel like it was. It was deserved, but not as deserving as Vinicius Jr. I'll say that much. So it's not a terrible Ballon d'Or. It's just I feel like there is some business going on behind the scenes which caused Rodri to win the award over Vinicius Jr. Because I feel like everybody had it. Everybody knew that Vinny was gonna win, and then he didn't. And this happened all on the day of the Ballon d'Or. Something more than likely happened behind the scenes, which caused the result to be the way it turned out to be. But anyway, that's enough talking for me. My throat is hurting like terribly now, and I'm also very sleepy. So that is it for this video. If you liked hearing me talk for like 20 minutes, go ahead, consider leaving a like on this. And if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, I'd appreciate that too. So yeah, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Be good. And let me just go ahead and close the video real quick. Alright, there we go. Bye bye, everybody.